universities in our state, Michigan State, Michigan, Wayne State, they've all had problems, they've all had issues over the last few years. We need to right the ship because they're important institutions in our state. A lot of research and development, a lot of stuff that happens that really helps us, our state, puts our state on the map. But we need them to function and function properly. And so we need to support our slate of candidates in this election, but particularly Sonny. I know he'll do a great job. He does a great job in everything he does. And last but not least, I'll just talk about, Sonny does everything big. And so when I got into the legislature, I again followed Senator Runstead's lead, and we did a Diwali resolution on the Senate floor. And Sonny said, "Well, we're gonna have a couple people come up to Lansing for it." And I said, "Well, okay. Well, what do you think? How many people are gonna come?" And there's about 120 people that came. And I think we're gonna have more this year. And I will say, my colleagues on both sides of the aisle were pretty floored by it. I mean, they saw the interest in us doing the resolution on the floor. Simple thing for us to do, but it means a lot to a lot of people. And so we're going to be doing that again this year. We're going to try to figure out a date around the election and everything like that, but we're going to do something similar this year. Really appreciate those that came up last year, and we're going to do it again this year. Thanks.
Thank you for those words. Next up, we have Jim Runstead, State Senator. Thank you.
Thank you. I just had a hip operation, so I'm moving a little slow, but it's getting much better. We're happy about that. But I want to talk a little bit about my experience with Sonny Reddy. I found out I was going to have a new district when I ran for the Senate back in 2018, and discovered that it was very diverse. It was the most diverse community in all of Michigan. And the big part of that was the Indian community. So I started having a couple of different dinners with members of the community and met Sonny early on. And of all the people in all the years that I've been in office, now going back probably 14 years, people I talk to, people in politics of all different stripes will tell you this and that, and oh, this is going to happen, or I'm going to do this. Everybody I ever met who told me, "Senator, yes, I'll do that. Senator, this is going to happen." Whatever it was, 100% always happened. This guy's word is his bond. That was the first thing that I found out about Sonny. He's an amazing person in terms of not only is his word his bond, but I would go to Indian events and he wouldn't say anything, but I'd start talking to people. "Yeah, Sonny Reddy, he funded all of the lighting," or "Sonny Reddy paid for all of this." And philanthropy, different people, injured police officers. They call and say, "Hey, I've got a check for these police officers. What's the best way of getting this to them?" He's one of the most philanthropic people I've ever known who doesn't say this. He doesn't tell anyone. I'm the only one that's telling people because he's very humble in all of these things that he does. He's one of the kindest, best people I know. One of my best friends is Sonny Reddy. And with Sonny and many of the other members of the Indian community, many of the leaders here, I've learned a lot about the Indian community. That most of the people that I have met came here penniless, absolutely penniless. And they had a value of putting education front and center. And if you talk to anybody from the Indian community, and I've talked to Adi Sadi, and what he said when he was young, his friends all had to play math games before they could go out and play on the weekend. They got tutors. Most of the Indian community has to pay for tutors because they don't feel that there's enough solid education in many of these high schools that they got to pay extra for tutors. So in the Indian community, education is absolutely paramount. And to work so hard and then send your kids to school, oftentimes would be discriminated against. That was a Supreme Court case where primarily Indians were being discriminated against, working their butts off, getting good grades, learning piano and the violin and all that, and being told, "Well, we don't think that you've earned it." This is the kind of stuff that happens with a lot of this Democrat mentality, a lot of this woke mentality, that the Indian community doesn't believe in this. I've talked to so many members of the Indian community, they don't buy into this stuff. Defund the police and all of this stuff that they're getting in the universities. We need somebody who's going to be the voice for the Indian community, but for the entire state of Michigan, that is going to say, no, your job is to teach the kids, not propagate to the kids, not turn them into your little minions, and also that you have a good financial operation. Anybody who knows anything about Sonny's background, coming from nothing, becoming an engineer, and then a very successful developer, this is a guy who has the background, the financial ability to run Wayne State University very well. This is a guy we've got to have in office, and please deliver that message to the rest of the Indian community, but not just with Sonny. We have fabulous, fabulous candidates here along the same lines that we really, really need to get into office. So very, very happy about this fabulous turnout and your fabulous support for Sonny. So once again, thank you so much for coming in today.
I just want to share a couple of things. Jim and I go back a long way. He's been always there for the community. So right before the convention, me and Ari were talking about it, who would introduce. I said, of course, Jimmy is going to be introducing me. Then I found out that Jim had a surgery. He can't even walk. So I said, I was hesitant to call you actually. And I called Jim, said, no, it's okay, I'll come. I said, are you going to walk? I said, no, I'm going to come on the wheelchair. He was on the wheelchair, he came and introduced me. I really appreciate it. I didn't expect you to be there, but you were there, always for me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for those kind words.